What is going on, everybody? This is Mason Waters, and today we're going to look at a specific aspect of shooting that is crucial for good shooters. Great shooters all share this characteristics. There might be subtle variations of this, but at the end of the day, the concept that we're going to look at with all great shooters is the final release point where they really release the ball only with one hand. Now, when we're talking about shooting, obviously a player is going to bring the ball up into their shooting pocket with two hands. They're going to go off the dribble, get two hands on the ball, and then go up into their shot. But at the very end of the shot, and this is what we're going to see in these clips, at the very end of the shot, the shooting hand and the balance hand separate so that really it's only a one-handed shot coming through to make the basket. I've included about 20 clips here. I'm not going to break down every single one. We'll first look at some pictures and then I will give a zoom in kind of feature on every one. But for the most part, after say 4 or 5 videos, you'll get the point, and then from there I encourage you just to watch the last 15 or so and really focus on the balance hand and the shooting hand at the end of the shot, separating, and then the shooting hand just following through and the balance hand staying straight up and down.
Looking at these pictures, let's just look at the hands of each of these shooters. So with Kuzma right here, his left hand is separate from his right hand. Then as we move on to JJ Redick, the same thing applies. Same with Steph Curry here. And the point of showing you these photos first is just to make the point that at the end of the shot, great shooters are really shooting the ball with only one hand. Their balance / guide hand at the end of the shot leaves the ball so that their shooting hand is the last and only hand to touch the ball. Now we're going to watch this concept play out in actual footage. So we're going to watch Kyle Kuzma right here shoot a 3 and then zoom in here in a second. Watching the play again, slow motion. His left hand comes off or away from the ball as he shoots it, and his right hand right here is the only hand touching the ball at the very end of his shot. He's got a great follow through, and of course he swishes it. Now we're going to watch JJ Redick in very similar action on a pull-up transition 3. JJ Redick is one of the best to use his offhand / guide hand, keep it straight up and down, keep it locked. And as you can see here, his right hand, which is his shooting hand, is the only hand on the ball as he releases it. So in other words, as I've mentioned before, it's a one-handed shot. Now we're going to watch Steph Curry, same thing. Of course he drains the 3. But now we're going to go in slow motion, zoom in a little bit. His right hand right there again, only hand touching the ball on the shot is his shooting hand. His left hand is off the ball. Now this might get a little repetitive, but I just want to give a good sample size of the concept I'm trying to teach here. So now we're going to watch Darren Collison, who had the highest three-point percentage in the league last year, 2017-2018. Zooming in, his balance hand starts more on top of the ball, but as we saw in a photo earlier, it's kind of hard to see here because it's a little blurry, but his left hand, even though it starts on top of the ball, still doesn't affect the ball as it's going up. So now we're watching Brad Beal here, one of the best shooters in the league. Going to focus on his left hand at first, stays straight up and down, does not twist, his thumb doesn't get into the ball. And the last part of his left hand to touch the ball is kind of the bottom of his hand, and of course right hand, great follow through. And I like freezing it here. If you look at the angle of his left elbow, it's slightly bent, his left wrist is locked, and his right arm, which is his shooting arm, is aimed straight at the basket, and he's got a perfect follow through. Now we're going to look at Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. First of all, notice that great pass by Quinn Cook. That's an unselfish pass, putting the team first. We're going to watch Klay here zooming in. We're going to zoom in one more time. Same thing. His left hand is removed from the basketball. His left hand is straight up and down. Like Brad Beal, look at the angle of his left arm. It's slightly bent. His left wrist is locked. And his right hand is the last hand to touch the basketball. And he's got a perfect follow through. Now we're going back to a Kyle Kuzma clip. We're going to start in slow-mo already. Same thing, a corner 3 as last time. Left hand stays off the ball. Here we go, now it's in the opposite corner. So now I'm just kind of moving through them a little bit quicker. So just keep looking at right hand or the shooting hand, last hand to touch the ball. The balance hand or the guide hand doesn't move.